Hey guys, welcome back to another segment of Coach's Corner. My name is Noah Lee, and I am here with you today to talk about how to calculate your diet break calories. So there's a little bit of math involved, so you may want to grab a pen, piece of paper, and follow along. A diet break is essentially a week at your current maintenance calories. Now, there are various reasons that we do diet breaks, both psychologically and physiologically. I'm not here to get into those today, but just more simply how to find these calories for your current predicted maintenance. So typical ratios when it comes to fat loss weeks versus diet break weeks are 2 to 1, so 2 weeks of fat loss to 1 week of diet break. 3 to 1, some people do 2 to 2. I typically like to take clients, start them off with sometimes 3 to 1, then as we get deeper into the diet, maybe we'll go 2 to 1, and even deeper, maybe 1 to 1. One of the drawbacks is that diet breaks do make the fat loss diet take a bit longer. So the first step that you are going to want to take is finding the amount of weight that you have lost in the weeks that you have spent dieting. So let's say you've been dieting for 3 weeks and you have lost 1 kilogram. So you're going to want to find this amount of weight that you have lost in grams. If you track in kilograms, this is easy. You just multiply by 1,000. This will give you grams. If you track in pounds, you'll have to divide the weight that you have lost in pounds by 2.2. This will give you kilograms. Then you multiply it by 1,000 to find the amount of grams that you have lost. So the next step is finding the amount of caloric deficit that you have been in over this amount of time that you've been losing weight. So assuming that about 70% of the weight that somebody loses during a fat loss diet will come from fat mass and about 30% will come from lean body mass, we get the general recommendation that about 5.9 calories equates to 1 gram of weight loss. I'm not trying to be dogmatic about this. It may differ for some people, but again, this is just a general recommendation that will help you calculate out your maintenance calories. So you take the amount of grams that you have lost in the time period that you have been dieting, and you're going to want to multiply that by 5.9. This is going to give you the total deficit that you have been in over this time period. For this example, we're using 3 weeks, or 3 times 7 is 21 days. So now that you have the total amount of calories that you have been in a deficit over these 21 days, you are going to want to then divide by 21 to find the amount of calorie deficit that you have been in per day. So let's say this equates to about 300 calories. So what you're going to want to do next is add those 300 calories onto your current calorie target, and this should be pretty darn close to your current maintenance calories. Some things to take into consideration during a diet break. One, it's likely that because you're going to be eating more carbohydrate that you will retain a bit more water. So I stress to not let the scale freak you out if it goes up a little bit. That is totally normal. So take your time during a diet break. Allow yourself to eat some foods that maybe you have been craving. But another thing that I stress is do not change the mindset that you are still in your fat loss diet. I see this happen with a lot of people, and this can cause some problems during their diet break where they have that mindset shift to, oh, I'm not dieting anymore. Well, it's time to, just let's eat, let's get as much food in as we can before we have to go on fat loss macros. No, this is not the case. You are still likely on restricted calories, even though it's maintenance. This is because of the metabolic adaptation that you have likely encountered during your fat loss diet. So it is important to keep that same diet mentality even when you're doing a diet break. All right, guys, that is it for this week's Coach's Corner video. I hope it helps you. I hope it will help you have confidence when you go to calculate your diet break calories next time. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram at Noah David Lee. If you would like to inquire about coaching, you can email me, noah@biolayne.com, and we will catch you next week for another segment of Coach's Corner.